Okay, we unplugged the little Pixie here, and it's time to take it apart and take a look at it. The knob just pops off here, and we can see it's got gear reduction because, you know, it's just a little 6-volt motor in there. So you can run it off AA, and that means that you're going to need reduction for torque to get any sewing out of it. But I'm going to start with the presser foot. And I guess if we can't even get the presser foot off, that'll tell us how repairable this machine is. There we go. Get the needle out of there so we don't hurt ourselves. Now, there is a series of tiny screws, but I need to have a low-profile Phillips screwdriver to get in to pop this case apart. So, have to take a moment to go get a tiny screwdriver. That also is not going to fit. I was like, oh, maybe this will fit. Nope. The good news is it's all Phillips screws, so when I get that screwdriver, we'll be able to get this apart. All right. So there's screws that do the plastic cover, and then these screws are only in the metal frame. So I'm not removing any of the screws that are just in the metal frame of the machine, just the ones that are holding the plastic case together. I know what I need to take off here before I get too ambitious is the plate. there's the hook. It's not the worst hook I've ever seen, but this cheap plastic front hook there definitely gets dull and is not going to pick up the thread the way it should all the time. Full plastic hook case in there, obviously. Yeah, clearly they used this just a little bit and had issues with it because there's not much fuzz in there. Of course, all the inner workings of this machine are plastic. Got that one. Down. Each of these holes to find out which screws didn't fall out, and this one didn't come out, and that one didn't come out. Aha! This one on the end here is the one screw that holds the head in place. Oh. So, yep. There's a little LED lamp in there, and you can see there's plastic to move the needle bar side to side, and like the only metal parts of this machine are the needle bar and this bracket that it rides in, and this take-up hook. It's plastic arms on the here, plastic there, plastic there. I mean, this machine was definitely a low-price machine. So, put the hand wheel back on so that I can rotate that, and now this pair of screws should get us access to the tension. Oh, 3 screws. Three screws for this tension assembly. Oh, now I don't know what's connected in there. But this little finger here, that little finger there is supposed to be popping and helping pull the thread back. It's obviously not doing that well enough because it keeps coming unhooked. So alright, well, thought by taking those 3 screws out that this would pop out of there, but it's obviously connected. Oh, I think I see the extra screw that connects it, so. I'm gonna have to, not sure if I'm gonna put this all the way back together, but I'm gonna stick this back together. Just in case. See, that screw came out, that one came out, that one. This is the last screw that wasn't coming out of the back of the case here. There we go. That should be yep. Yep. All right. Okay, that little plug doesn't have a screw underneath it. I thought that loosening all those screws would allow this case to pop apart, but apparently I'm missing a all the quality control seals. Oh. Stitch selector knob. So this is backwards. The front pops off the machine, and that means this screw is holding the front on. right? Yeah, that's it. There's the low-high switch. And it's just got a diode, so that when you switch it to high, it connects straight through, and when you switch it to low, apparently uses a diode to get a volt drop on the motor. And here is that motor. Huh. The whole frame of this machine is cast resin. That is actually an accomplishment in cost-saving engineering. So, but let's see now. Plastic cam stack, metal followers, plastic arms here, all plastic gears throughout. It's actually got metal shafts, so that's good. But yeah, this is a wonder in cost-saving measures, we'll say that. But with the whole back open here, we can power it up, and yeah, so I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna give this to anybody. And there's not really any parts to salvage out of it. If you have one and it works and you're having an issue with that thread popping out of here, I would dial this tension up more and see if that holds it in place. But also, if you're having any issues with it, I would just look around at a thrift store for a machine that's similar in price, because you can get the Pixie sold for like $50, and you can usually find a used sewing machine at a thrift shop for $50. Or if you can, you know, get basically any other machine that is a more standard style sewing machine for under $100, I think you can still get a full-size machine for $80 or $100. This is like a functional machine, but certainly not a machine that's gonna give you any kind of good service or pleasant sewing experience. So yeah, if you have one and you're having issues with it and it's challenging to sew with, that's true. And if you have a machine that you need, you know, to be able to drag around and do very small amounts of mending with, this machine will sew. But like I said, I'm chiefly looking for machines that are going to be useful for people who are learning to sew and The experience of the frustrating experience of all the time you'll spend fixing and straightening this out isn't going to make sewing enjoyable for anybody. So I'm going to call this one a lost cause and leave all the parts someplace. Well, put all the parts in a garbage bin, because there's not even anything salvageable here besides like the needle and the class 15 bobbins.